Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Daisy. How are you? Thank you for joining me. I was just sharing the video out. I'm not going to wait until a lot of people come into the room to start my talk because I am actually on my way out to the airport. I've got a trip planned for this week. It's a business trip for my other job, but I have to go. Anyway, I did want to come before you this morning because I didn't come yesterday for my live because of, all of the travel planning and everything that I had to do. And so I wasn't able to do my live, but I promised you guys that I would come before you on Mondays and Wednesdays. Well, I won't be able to come this Wednesday again because I'll be out of town, but I will try to get a video in either Thursday or Friday to make up for not coming before Wednesday. But this morning, what do I want to talk to you about? I want to talk about so much, but I had to narrow down my topic. And so this morning I decided to talk about fear. And this conversation was inspired by my little 14-year-old niece. She was hanging with me this weekend. She usually goes to church with me. And she was hanging with me this weekend. And I was letting her know that I wouldn't be able to go to Bible study on Wednesday because I'd be out of town. And she said, "Oh, where are you going?" And I was like, "Well, I'm going to Denver." And she's like, "I want to go. How are you getting there?" And I was like, "Well, I'm going on a plane." And she was like, "Oh, I'm not getting on a plane. I'm afraid of a plane." And she's 14. And I'm like, "Why are you afraid of a plane?" She said, "You know how many plane crashes they have?" And my response was, "Do you know how many car crashes they have? But you get in the car every day, right?" And so I went on to talk to her about fear. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys this morning. I'm going to try to come at this from two standpoints, right? So I'm going to come from it from a Christian standpoint because that's my worldview. But I'm also come to it from a practical standpoint. So from a Christian standpoint, I'm going to say this. The Bible said that the Lord God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. So if God has not given us a spirit of fear, that spirit of fear must come from someplace other than God. And I'm going to say it comes from the devil. Now, that's what I believe, because I don't think that he wants us to live a full life. And so, of course, he's going to infuse fear in us, right? But the point is, if it's not from God, it's not good, and I don't want it, right? So the second part, coming from a practical worldview, is I believe that every fear, or most fears, not every fear, but most fears come from a fear of death. So when my 14-year-old niece said, "I'm not getting in the plane," her response was, "I don't want to die in a plane crash." And people who are afraid to drown don't want to die by drowning. People who are afraid of just about anything you could fear. Think about, going out at night. They're scared of the boogeymans and things that go bump in the night, right? But the point is, it's all traced back to a fear of death, right? So from a natural and a Christian standpoint, I want to look at that fear of death and tell you that it's absolutely ridiculous, right? To fear something that is inevitable makes absolutely no sense. Here's the newsflash. You might not like me after I say this, but you're going to die. Each and every person that views this video, it is guaranteed that you will die. No man knows the day or the hour, but it is assured that you will die. So what logic does it make to fear the inevitable? And here's the thing that my niece was doing that most of us do. We're so afraid of dying that we are not living. How ridiculous is it that you're missing out on seeing the world because you're afraid of dying when you're going to die? How ridiculous is it that you're missing out on all these awesome experiences because you're afraid to die? And I'm not telling you to go out there and do daredevil things or anything like that, but I am telling you that fear doesn't make any sense. It is absolutely illogical, right? If you are afraid of dying and you're going to die, you've just wasted time even experiencing the fear because you're going to die. I don't know when I'm going to die. I have no idea. And so I'm going to enjoy every experience I can while I can. That means I'm going to get on every airplane. I'm going to take every road trip that I have opportunity to do. I'm going to see this world. I have my own fears. I'm not perfect. Trust me, I have my fears. I've been bound up by anxiety. I've been weighed down by depression. This is my story, right? But one of the things that I have learned a long time ago is I do it anyway. And this is a thing with me, so this is not the first time you've heard it. If you don't feel like get out of bed, what do? You get out of bed. If you don't feel like going to work, what do? You go to work. You do whatever it is you don't feel like. Because in your feelings, because the scriptures tell us, in our flesh dwelleth no good thing. Which means that's where your fear resides, in your flesh. That is not a good thing. It is trying to bind you up. It is trying to keep you from living. It is trying to keep you from experiencing. So don't let it. Just do it anyway. So I'm going to encourage you. What's the assignment today? Well, the assignment today is, if you are afraid to swim, sign up for swimming lessons. If you are afraid to fly, book a flight. I don't care what it is that you are afraid of. I want you to face it. Okay, Daisy, let me read your comment. I had a big fear of car crashes after I had 2 accidents 5 years ago. Still can't get over it. Sweetie, I understand. Thank you so much for sharing that, because I'm going to tell you, I get that. I actually understand that. But if that car didn't kill you with those 2 accidents and you're still alive, you need to look at that car and get in that car and say, "Ha, you did not win." Because it truly did not win, sweetie. You just typed this message to me, which means that you are alive and the car crash didn't win. So are you going to let that car crash keep you from getting to your next destination if it has to go by car? Are you going to do that? I would love to talk to you some more about this, Daisy, because I feel like I'm just skimming the surface of this. But the truth is, the only way to deal with fear is to face it, right? And so I'm going to go a little bit more secular on you at this moment, because there was a book that I read. This was long before I came to Christ. Hey, T-Time. And it was a book. It was called Dune. It was a sci-fi book, science fiction books. And it talked about fear. And it was a litany of fear, and it said, fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass through me and over me. And where fear has gone, I will turn and see fear's path. And where fear has gone, only I will remain. There will be nothing, only I will remain. I butchered that. But the basis of this poem, and I want to say it again because I really want you to get it. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And then I will turn and see fear's path. And where fear has gone, there will be nothing, and only I will remain. So I want you to get that litany down in your spirit, Daisy, if you can, and say that every time you have that fear rise up in you. Also say the scripture that says, God has not given me the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. And then say to yourself, if I'm afraid, this is not from God. This is not God's best for me. And so I'm going to face my fear. Daisy, again, reach out to me if you want to talk about this some more. I have no problem with it whatsoever. Tita, I don't think you were in on the beginning of the video, so please watch the replay. And anybody who's in the room that I did not speak to, I just want to say good morning. Again, I'm traveling this week, and so I probably won't do my usual Wednesday morning motivation. I'm not sure about Thursday Live because I'm getting back in Wednesday, but I just depends on how my life goes at this point. But I'll definitely be before you on Sunday. I am thinking about doing a segment Sunday, and I'm calling it Ask Sunshine. And Daisy, you just confirmed to me that it's a good idea when you posted this. And so while I'm doing my live show on Sunday, if you want to ask me something, if you want to talk about a specific topic, bring it into the room, and I will do that with you. I will go through that with you. Again, thank you guys so much. Daisy, there's no problem. I love people and I love helping, and just thank you so much for coming into the room. Please share this video. If you're seeing this video on the team website, you're not going to be able to hit share. So go back to my business page. If you haven't liked my business page, go ahead and like my business page, and then share this video out. I want as many people as possible to see it so that they can get the help and the motivation they need. T-Ty, sweetie, I hope you're doing okay. Maybe we can chat when I get back, or even while I'm there if you want to give me a call. Just want to know how you're doing. Want to know if I can say a prayer with you or anything that I can do for you. Love you dearly, sweetie. Okay, guys, I'm going to get off of here because I got to get to the airport. And I wanted to make sure I got this in because I knew I wouldn't be able to get to you on Wednesday. I love all of you guys. I pray that this video blessed you. And if it blessed you, I hope it further blesses you into submission. And so I want to explain that because I've been saying that at the end of every one of my videos. And what I mean that is if this video blesses you, I hope it blesses you into submission, means that I hope it makes you do the very thing that I'm suggesting you do. Today, that thing is overcoming your fears. You guys have a wonderful morning. You have a safe week. I love you all. Please share this video. And remember, I'm going live again on Sunday for a live jewelry show. Blessings.